Rising from the heart of Kathmandu, Dharahara stands not just as a tower, but as a story, one shaped by ambition, destruction, and resilience. But its story does not begin where most people think it does. Before the iconic Dharahara of Sundhara ever touched the skyline, an earlier vision had already taken form. In 1824, Bhimsen Thapa constructed the first tower within his residence at Dharahara Bag, near Bota Bahal. This structure served as a private watchtower, reflecting both strategic purpose and architectural ambition. Yet, this first attempt was short-lived. In 1834, a devastating earthquake struck the Kathmandu Valley, tearing the tower in half. Unlike what would happen later in history, this structure was never rebuilt. Its fall marked not just destruction, but the end of the first chapter of Dharahara's story. But Bhimsen Thapa's vision did not end there. Just a year later, in 1835, a new tower began to rise, this time in Sundhara. Built alongside the famous Sundhara waterspout and dedicated to Queen Lalit Tripura Sundari Devi, this second Dharahara would become the true symbol of the city. Constructed using traditional Nepali techniques, the tower was built primarily from brick masonry bonded with lime mortar, known locally as chuna. To enhance its strength, builders mixed the mortar with surki, a finely ground brick powder that improved durability. But the ingenuity did not stop there. Organic materials were added to the mix: chaku, jaggery, natural resins, and even lentil paste. These traditional additives increased flexibility and binding strength, reflecting the deep knowledge of traditional construction practices. The tower rose as a tall, white cylindrical structure with a spiral staircase of 213 steps, leading to a viewing balcony at the top. From here, the entire Kathmandu Valley could be observed, a vantage point once used for communication and surveillance. For decades, Dharahara stood tall, becoming one of the most prominent landmarks in Nepal. But history would test it again. In 1934, the powerful 1934 Nepal-Bihar earthquake struck, devastating much of the region. Dharahara collapsed once more, leaving behind only fragments of what it once was. Recognizing its cultural and historical importance, it was rebuilt under the leadership of Prime Minister Judah Shumsher Rana. The reconstruction closely followed the original design, restoring its iconic presence in Kathmandu's skyline. On April 25, 2015, the catastrophic 2015 Nepal earthquake struck Nepal. Within seconds, Dharahara collapsed completely. The centuries-old structure, built with traditional materials and methods, could not withstand the immense seismic force. At the time, many visitors were inside. In 2018, reconstruction began, not just to rebuild a tower, but to restore a national symbol. This time, the approach was different. While the design preserved the historic appearance, the structure itself was built using modern materials and engineering techniques. Reinforced concrete replaced traditional load-bearing masonry. Earthquake-resistant technology was integrated to ensure safety and longevity. By 2021, the new Dharahara stood complete. Rising approximately 72 meters tall, the new tower reflects both history and progress. Dharahara stands today as a reminder that while structures may fall, the spirit that builds them never does.